back with another video. So, if you guys haven't heard the news, the Patriots fired their head coach after just one season. They had a rookie quarterback who they brought in, and they didn't not have a successful season. Nonetheless, they were not expected to. This is what they call in sports a rebuild year or rebuild years. They knew that, the whole organization knew that. The coach came in knowing that, and they still let him go after 1 year. He was a black head coach. So I want you guys to understand that this is how some of these companies and organizations uh, run their black workers around the organization. They play little games like this. They bring you into no-win situations. They bring you into tough, hard to succeed situations, hoping that you fail so they can say, well, we tried to hire a black person, but look, it just didn't work out. So now we have right and reason to hire who we really want to hire. But they'll bring you into situations like this and hope that you fail, and you probably will, because they know it's probably a no-win situation anyway, and they'll bring you in and you'll struggle, and you won't be able to adapt to the situation, and they'll just be like, oh, it didn't work out, your performance wasn't good enough, and now we've got to let you go. And they can go by, in the terms of legal and corporate lingo, they can go by guilt-free and say, we gave it a good old try with a black person, but look how that turned out. So those are the type of games they play. And I know you think it's just sports, but the entire world is a corporation. So it's no different in your corporate or office job. They'll often bring you into situations like that, roles like that, where it's multifaceted. There's so many things that you have to account for, so many um, different variables that the organization is juggling themselves, and they'll bring you in to fill in gaps and try to, make a shitty situation turn into sugar. But the most people, aren't capable of doing that, and they know that before they even bring you in. So they do that on purpose. And this Patriot situation is clear as day. That's what they were doing. No other coach gets treated like this with a rookie quarterback. A rookie quarterback, everybody knows when you draft a rookie quarterback, that team is expected to fail. So, being that you only get one shot at this type of situation, 1 year, the quarterback is not even developed. The rest of the roster was not as talented as a lot of other teams. So, knowing this and you only get one season to do this means that they didn't really intend to have you around at all, and they were just doing this to check off a box. You see the same situation in Chicago Bears, my home team, when they fired Lovie Smith after he went 10-6. And then they had a string of, white coaches that had abysmal seasons, and they continued to let them coach you know, 3 to 4 seasons at a time. They messed up well, not several, but a few rookie quarterbacks development, and they were allowed to, continue for a few seasons at least. So, yeah, this happens a lot. Look at even in the NBA. I mean, you look at a rookie coach like Steve Nash, who's never coached at all a day in his life. He gets a roster full of superstars with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant for his first coaching role. That doesn't happen to, a lot of black coaches. You look at JJ Redick, how he was able to, snooze up to LeBron James and maneuver that. He gets, a head coaching job for the Lakers, coaching LeBron as a first-time coach. So you can see that these things happen in organizations, and I just want you to be aware of what role you're stepping into and what the expectations are. And I want you to, try to, as much as possible, map out the expectations before you step into some of these organizations, before you accept some of these roles, because you want to be well aware of the terrain you're about to enter before you get some things thrown at you. Now, obviously, they can, obviously keep things from you, that but you want to do your due diligence as best as possible to try to figure out what role you're stepping into, what are the expectations, how is the organization structured, what is a person like me how am I going to be successful in this role, what does a successful person in this role look like, and what are the day-to-day responsibilities and expectations. You want to ask those questions. Interviews, second interviews, you want to make sure that before you step in, you have a clear picture of what's going to happen in this organization, because like I said, they will play these little games to check off a box. We did a diversity hire. We hired him, it didn't work out. And now we can, go ahead and go back to the practices that we're used to. We're going to hire who we really want. And we're going to keep this person, no matter how bad they mess up and fail, we're going to keep this person around just because, we can say that, well, we tried to hire a minority and look what happened. So we're going to give this one a chance. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are the type of little political silly games that unfortunately go on in corporations. So in order to, combat that, you have to be aware of it first, and you have to understand what's expected of you second before you accept some of these roles. But just because it happens in sports, I'm using sports as an example because it just happened today, doesn't mean that it can't happen, and it doesn't happen in regular, corporate jobs and in corporate America in general. So I just want to give you that little bit of game. The Patriots fired their head coach with a first-round rookie quarterback after one season. Yeah, you can't make that up. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But do you see that the rope that you have is a lot shorter than some of your other counterparts, and it's not anything to complain about. Don't get this misconstrued. I'm not complaining. I'm just allowing you to understand that these are the circumstances, and in order to combat these circumstances, in order to succeed in spite of these circumstances, you have to be aware of them first, and then you have to figure out ways to work around them. So there's no complaints. There's no poor me. There's no, oh, woe is me, I can't. No. You can succeed, but you just have to be aware that things are going to be stacked up against you. And that's because, the expectation of you is greater than others. So you have to take that as a compliment, and you have to do your due diligence and work hard if you want to be in this environment, if you want to succeed and thrive in this corporate environment. And if not, try to find an exit strategy. So I just want to give y'all that heads up. That is interesting news. And I want you to know that it can correlate to you, even though it's in the sports world. So appreciate you watching, appreciate you listening. And as always, if you want to learn more about the games that they play in corporate America, grab my book, My Passion Project, The Black Man's Guide for Working in Corporate America, available on Amazon. Appreciate you watching. Once again, appreciate you listening.